Trustees are brilliant, inspired, committed volunteers who are ultimately responsible for charities across the UK.
Well, I'm very committed to environmental issues, and I thought that one of the best ways to contribute to that was by becoming a trustee for a local organisation.
I thought I had something to offer the organisation. While I'd been working, I'd been a lawyer working in the civil service, and I thought with those skills as a lawyer they probably need somebody like that on the board. So I offered to become a trustee about 11 years ago now.
So I became a trustee because I was at university, I was a volunteer for a charity, and I'd been a volunteer for about a year, and everybody was saying that you should become a trustee.
The satisfaction from feeling that you are directing the organisation and helping to direct the organisation.
What was great about being a trustee was we really cared about the charity and the projects that the charity was involved in, so it was really great to be able to have a strategic input on what the charity chose to do and make a positive difference that way.
It's really feeling that you're at the heart of an organisation, contributing to the organisation's strategy, and being there as a sounding board for the people who are actually running the organisation on a day-to-day basis to help them in what they're trying to do for that organisation.
I think the most challenging thing for me was I was quite young. I was 21, 22 years old, and I ended up being the chair of the charity at quite a young age. The charity had about 4 full-time staff, and sometimes the challenging thing was not always knowing everything about about trusteeship at the time. But we learnt a lot and we got advice. We had some older, wiser trustees on the board as well that helped us along.
Resources. There's never enough money. It means that you're forever trying to find money to run projects, pay staff and so on.
The most challenging thing for me as a trustee is really trying to find the time to contribute significantly to the organisation, and really identifying ways in which I can help.
When I was asked to be a trustee for the charity, I think I said yes, and then I found out exactly what it involved. And I was given this booklet called How to Be a Trustee, and I suddenly realised that actually there's some responsibility involved in being a trustee. But you know, after a few months you understand what that responsibility is, and you get on with it.
Trustees make the tough decisions about mission, finance and direction, and bring a wealth of knowledge from their professional and personal backgrounds.
The function of the board is strategic planning, mainly strategic planning.
As a Board of Trustees, we were in a position to help the charity bring in more fundraising.
And having a board which is aware of what's happening perhaps outside the organisation, what opportunities there are, can actually make a big difference to that organisation and the future of an organisation, and where it goes, what projects it undertakes, and whether it survives and expands into different arenas that perhaps the organisation hadn't considered taking on before. Trusteeship is about responsibility, commitment and participation.
Responsibility, care, and I think possibly the other thing is being aware of local conditions.
Responsibility, accountability and a learning experience, that's four.
You need a spread of skills, obviously on a Board of Trustees.
It's important to have some financial awareness, not a detailed knowledge of accountancy, but being able to help look over the budgets for an organisation and ask questions, sensible questions about it.
Being able to think strategically about planning.
It's important to be willing to turn your hand to anything, because trustees may often get involved in a whole range of different aspects of what an organisation is involved with.
I can't think of 5, but there's one that trumps all of the others, and that's being a good listener. I think that's really important when you're a trustee. because you don't get much time, you're not working with the organisation every day, so you need to really spend some good time listening to the staff, listening to volunteers, and then making an assessment about the best things to recommend for the charity, and financially as well as practically.
And the final, fifth skill, perhaps a good sense of humour.
Is that we do need representation on the board of younger people for various reasons. We think they have a lot to offer.
If you're thinking about being a trustee and you're young, just to go for it. You won't be alone. You're not the only person responsible for the charity. And there's loads of advice out there to help you from the Charity Commission, but from other people who are also on the board.
Well, young trustees, if you get involved in an organisation, you're there at the heart of it, you are helping to make decisions. You can choose an organisation that you are interested in, something that you really believe in. If it's about the environment, if it's about human rights, really get involved, feel that you've got a stake, and also you can be guaranteed that you will be making a very significant contribution to that organisation, bringing new skills, bringing new blood, new ideas into an organisation, and also ensuring the survivability of organisations, because if there are so few young people who are trustees, eventually there will be an issue about whether there are sufficient elderly trustees available to maintain boards within organisations.
So I think having that experience at a young age really helped me professionally to get jobs and to get good jobs. It's a really good experience. It's actually really fun.
Talk to the organisation about what it is they want from their trustees. Identify whether that's the level of support or commitment that you can give. There is lots of help and advice that is available nowadays for trustees to support them as they start in a new organisation.
If you feel you've got something to offer, some skill that you've learned during your lifetime, and you feel you could be useful to society, and you have time on your hands, I can say from personal experience, it's the most rewarding way of spending your retirement. It keeps the grey cells moving, fills your time, and gives you, it sounds very, perhaps a little odd, but I think it gives you a great deal of satisfaction. It does to me personally anyway.
There's nothing to be scared of, and there's an awful lot that you can get out of being a trustee in an organisation.